going, hi. I can't see myself on the phone, so just bear with me for a sec. I'm hoping it will, yes, okay. Cool, there we go. We are working. Fun. It's so weird that I can like see myself on the screen. So hi everybody. I'm gonna wait for a few people to get here before I really dive in, but today we are celebrating the Aquarius full moon, which is really nice. Aquarius is a fun sign. My friend Sam is here, by the way.
She just comes.
She's just hiding out, yeah. She'll interject every now and then, I'm sure. I would. So we are celebrating the full moon in Aquarius, which is a really fun full moon because Aquarius is a really fun, wacky sign. I posted in the group a little tarot reading, and in it I said that the one word I think the most when I think of Aquarius is alien. Because they're so weird in like all of the coolest ways. You know, these are the kind of weird artistic types. They're the ones with lots of crazy ideas because it's an air sign that's just very ahead of its time. Like all of these kids are ahead of their time. They're aliens. They're just aliens. And this is a really fun sign. It's also the sign of revolution and rebellion. A few astrologers have noted that depending on what the planet Uranus, which is Aquarius's planet, depending on where it is in the sky and what it's doing and its angles from other planets, Uranus shows up every time there are moments of upheaval and great change, like during our world wars and civil rights. And right now, I imagine we're moving somewhere into Uranus's path. Oh, I giggled at the word. That's some of the words. I'm so bad.
It's doing so good too.
Sorry. I'm a baby. Oh, cat. Hi, cat. So yeah, Aquarius is a very cool sign. It's associated with rebellion and change, shakeups because of big ideas, big, fancy, weird, artistic ideas. It's a really cool sign. So this full moon is usually a really fun and cool full moon and a good time to shake things up and to kind of highlight the things about you that are unique and, you know, assess how you are expressing yourself. It's also a good time to get involved in, you know, your local community, the people around you. Aquarius is a very friendly sign. It's a sign that has a lot to do with friendship. And so this is a great time to reach out to your community. It's a very idealistic sign, so reaching out in ways that are associated with social justice in your community are a great project to take on during the Aquarius full moon time. I'm bringing the coffee I won out of that basket yesterday.
Yes. That's awesome. Is it good?
Oh, it's really quiet. Oh, shoot. That could be because I need to move the phone closer, don't I? Or maybe, maybe I need to shut off my fish tank. But no. Okay. I'm hoping that this will be a little bit better for sound. You're the best, thank you. I'm hoping this will be a little better for sound, and I'm gonna yell. So that solves all my other problems. Just yelling. It's so weird to watch myself. Yes, sturgeon moon. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. It's because I'm using the back camera of my phone because it's just a way better camera. The front camera is just, it doesn't handle when the sun goes down very well. So I'm going to yell a little bit more. So the full moon in Aquarius, very, very fun. Aquarius is the sign that is an air sign but looks like a water sign. It's what I think of every time. Why is the word aqua in it if it's not water? The sign of Aquarius is also the water bearer who is pouring water out. You might recognize this in a couple of tarot cards, like the Temperance card, where they're pouring water back out from one jug into another for balance. And also the star, where the star is pouring the water that she's currently standing in back into that water, where it's completing this cycle of magic and of healing and hope. So those are kind of, oh my God. You can see that I'm wearing starfish earrings? That's amazing. Good eye. I am wearing starfish earrings. I also have flamingos. They're like jeweled. I'm really excited about the flamingo time. But starfish, yeah. That's neat. I love you guys. This is really fun.
Very empathic moon from what research I'm doing in my phone.
I believe that. A very empathic moon. I believe that. Aquarius to me is a very, like, very spiritual sign. You'll meet a lot of really spiritual Aquarius people. And of course, it's never something very traditional. It's always just a little bit different, ahead of the curve, or something kind of rebellious. They're just neat people. I think Aquarius are cool. They all think I'm very, like, stuffy. Because I'm an earth sign, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever. But I think they're neat, so. I'm obsessed with starfish and jewelry. Well, that'll do it, Kat. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad I bought these. See, it's those tiny details right there. Attention to detail. I'm even wearing blue because Lori Cabot said to wear blue.
I
You
also
wore blue?
wear blue.
And I wore blue on my everything here. Wow.
My toes are kind of blue.
Wow.
Teal.
Mine too. Weird. Sorry. That's funny. Oh, the stuff that makes me excited is so lame. Oh my God, we have kind of matching nail polish. Whatever. Whatever. What was I talking about with Aquarius?
The fixed air sign.
Fixed air sign? Yes,
Ruled
that's
by
right.
the planet of Uranus. Currently, it's in 6 degrees of the sign Taurus.
Oh, that sounds gross. Stupid Taurus. Yeah. Following the Lori Cabot advice and wearing blue too. Hell yeah, Megan. That's excellent. Man, her Twitter is just, I'm going to be really sad when she dies because, like, what am I going to wear every day? Though I have this weird suspicion that, like,
She's immortal.
well, that for like 6 days after she dies, they're still going to be coming out. And she drops them in like waves, right? So I think she's got them written for kind of a while in advance. I'm hoping that after she dies, at least for a while, there's still some coming out.
It'll be like she's still with us.
Right? Or like she's tweeting from beyond the grave to make sure that we're dressed appropriately.
That's awesome.
How fucking cool is that? I love Twitter. It's magical. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Kat. On the plus side, everyone looks pretty good in black, so. That's sad, though. I am sorry. Okay, so today we're talking about Aquarius. Right. I wanted to talk to you guys about a really fun crystal for tonight. That's what I wanted to do. So this is called apophyllite. Yeah. And this is a pretty nice chunk that I got from, actually, I got it from my like favorite psychic medium. At the Psychic Expo, which is coming up this weekend here. I bought it from her for like $12, and I had previously gotten a tiny point for $12, so I'm very excited. But this is a very nice piece of apophyllite, which is a kind of quartz. But it has these really neat reflective bits. So apophyllite is associated with the sign of Aquarius and with your crown chakra. And it's a very like crown chakra opening type crystal. So it's very good for opening your mind up to big ideas and connecting to spiritual energy a little bit better. It brings people together emotionally, and it helps cleanse any sort of area of negative energy. So I keep this on my desk, actually. I keep it on my desk, and every time I'm getting riled up or there's too many people here or something, I grab it and I kind of just like nest it with my thumb there. And it feels very calming and cleansing. But then when you're meditating, you pay attention to all of the reflective inclusions. And when I'm meditating, I will actually like just roll this around and follow the light a little bit. So the reason why this is such a great crystal for this full moon, for Aquarius specifically, is because the kind of intention to go with apophyllite is I can take action rather than waiting on the cosmos to deliver. it's really great around the Aquarius full moon to think of all of the beautiful ways you would change the world. You know, if you ran everything, if you won $1 million, if Donald Trump just mysteriously disappeared, you know. But all of that stuff has to actually happen. So Donald Trump really does have to mysteriously disappear. You know, you can't just fantasize about it. Wink, wink. I'm just saying. I won't rat you out. But it's also important to take action on that. So during this full moon, it's really, really great to think of the ways that you could help society or your local community, the way you could inspire other people, and to think of ways you can actually go out and do that going forward. So is there a cause that you can donate to if you have money to donate? Is there somewhere you can donate your time? Is there, you know, something you have at home? Can you clear out space and donate stuff? It's about taking action in your community and actually helping out. Very good. It also connects you to other beings. A lot of times in the books and stuff, it'll say aliens specifically. So if you really want to go with that Aquarian alien vibe, Aryan aliens, Nazis from space. I'm sure that's actually a movie.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Awful. Awful. I bet it's so bad. I can already picture it. It's like Barbarella meets Inglourious Bastards.
Hopefully with some really badass dudes then.
Yeah, but with way shittier production values.
Yeah, that's true. It would not be as good.
Awesome. Yeah, no Nazis in space. Just regular aliens that aren't Nazis. It helps you connect with those as well as, you know, other spiritual beings. If you're doing any sort of mediumship or trying to talk to someone who's passed on, this is a great stone for that. In general, it's really great at opening up your psychic senses a little bit more. So it's really good for meditation. It's one of my faves for meditation. Like I said, it just, all the crystals I buy, I make sure they fit into my hand in some kind of way, like almost like they were made for it, right? And this one is just, I don't know, it's perfect. It's perfect for that little spot. One of my faves. This one, I cleanse it every month in both the sun and the moon, so we're out in the sun today. It's not going to wreck it because it's white. And then I'm going to put it back out in the moon tonight. I feel like it just needs that kind of connection. Same. Right. So, you know, Aquarius is a very, like, odd sign. They're not what you expect. You read the name of it, you look at the picture, you think, oh, this is a very watery, emotional person, but they're a very intellectual person as well. And so crystals like this that work with those two kinds of, like, that bizarre energy where you're two things at once, you defy expectations. I like to cleanse those in the sun and the moon if I can. Get those two energies molding together. Oh, what we got? During this moon cycle, I'm doing a ritual against ICE and to protect the Never Again movement. That is awesome. That's awesome. Man, that's a really great idea. I think I'm gonna make myself up a spell candle or something. That's a fantastic idea. If you want anyone, to get in on this ritual against ICE, if you want to share it, or if you want anyone to get in on it with you to add energy, feel free to post that in the group if you'd like. If not, that's okay, but that's cool. But yeah, that's really great. Good luck, because that's another whole bunch of people that need to just mysteriously disappear.
It would be really awesome if aliens did exist and they just took them and yeeted them into space.
Imagine those aliens out there that are like, oh my god, concentration camps? What the fuck? And they just come down and they fix it. Zap, zap, zap. Babies are free.
He'll be happy. I saved myself from making a Doctor Who reference just now.
Zap, zap, zap. Cool. We didn't go too nerdy. Just talked about aliens. I should have put on my alien playlist. That would have been It's all songs about aliens, or that were featured in the X-Files.
Nice.
Or that sing about the X-Files.
Suitably creepy and awesome.
Yeah. Yes. So that is exactly what I'm talking about. Doing a ritual against ICE and then finding those protests to join too. Aquarius is very much about following up. They're not afraid to do shit. They're not afraid to do what they gotta do or to join a movement, to find a new way of thinking, to learn new shit. They're all about it. All about that. And in these seasons, you know, that's kind of the energy that's around here, that's available to us. You know, it's what's in the air. All you have to do is kind of connect to that. What did I want to do next? Oh, this guy. Sea magic. So, I know I bumped around sea magic a lot. My bad. It's just, I don't know, every time I looked in it, I got inspired by like the next chapter instead of the one I was reading. So I just hopped around. But we still have to talk about mermaids, and don't worry, we're not going to miss that. Yeah, we still got to talk about mermaids. So we've got the 21st and the 28th, we have meetups. One of those we're talking about the sacral chakra, and the other one we are talking about mermaids. And if I could squeeze it in, some other watery creatures. Like Nessie.
Or narwhals.
Yeah, no. Narwhals. Oh my god, they're so cool. Weird animal.
That's where the unicorn myth actually came from.
100%. And you know what? Those are unicorn whales. They're just sea unicorns. They're the coolest. And they're really gross and scary as well.
There's that. Although, they can poke holes in ice with their horns.
That's
which
dope.
is why the horns exist, actually, part of it. To
Very
feel
helpful.
How
Yeah.
thick the ice is so they can break through and reach the surface and whatnot.
Cool. Wicked cool. Water animals are just the bomb. I gotta watch some like Blue Planet or something. I'm just always too scared.
I watch entirely too many kids shows that are aimed at teaching kids about animals, so I've got all this knowledge
Yeah.
kicking around in there.
Yeah, Jack Hanna's Animal Adventures. Woo!
Wild crabs.
Oh, I hate those guys. They're so boring.
Don't let Logan hear you say that. He will fight you to the death for their awesomeness.
Whatever, man. Jack Hanna was the shit.
He sure is.
He sure is. Okay, so section 6, which is technically the last section of the book, is the moon, meditations, and everyday life. And the moon and the sea are absolute. Did you comment in the thread? You're hilarious. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted.
It's all my fault. Sorry.
Right, it is. It's okay. So the sea and the moon are always connected. Even when the moon is not in a water sign, the moon and the sea are connected. The moon, as well as the sun, is responsible for the tides and the way that the water moves, as well as tidal seasons. The tides act differently depending on where the sun, moon, and earth are in relation to each other. So, in here on page 144 and 145, she talks a little bit about when the tides will have a larger distance between them. So high tide and low tide will be very drastically different, and times where they'll be closer together. And these are actually tidal seasons that are caused by the pull of the moon. And it shifts all the time because of the moon. If it was just the sun that worked with the tides, they'd be on a solid 24-hour schedule. But the moon don't play like that, so because it doesn't have a circular orbit, right? It's a elliptical, something like an elliptical. It's an oval. So it causes the tides to act differently all the time. So these tidal seasons are actually moving according to the orbit of the moon. So neat. I'm really glad she talked about that in here. She does actually mention quite a bit of like scientific energy about the sea, or information about the sea and how that all actually works. And I think that's really cool. Oh, this was really neat. Another connection between the moon and the sea is the widely accepted theory that the moon was once part of the Earth. As the Earth was being formed, it was hit by a roving planetoid that dislodged a huge amount of material, which, as it orbited the Earth, eventually formed the moon. The next time you stand on a beach at night, watching the moon's bright path across the water and conscious of the moon-drawn tides, Remember that the moon itself may have been born of a great tidal wave of earthly substance torn off into space. Just awesome. So beautiful. That's why working with water is really a common occurrence at any sort of full moon. So any full moon is a great time to create water, moon water, to take a magical bath. It's all tapping into that really emotional energy. If you want to bring some air into it as well, I do have tarot cards here. I made this spread. I got all confused. Here we go. I made a spread for tarot cards that is kind of specific to the energy of Aquarius and of the full moon. And what it is helping assess parts of yourself and ways that you can actually get out there and make a little bit of change. And that is a very air-involved activity. In this last chapter, there are a bunch of really nice meditations. She has a cosmic version of the sea centering, and she shows a mudra that I really like. It's a seashell mudra, and there's a meditation that goes along with it. But I thought this would be a very cool way to bring in that kind of oceany energy no matter what you're doing. Mudras are really neat because they are yoga that you do entirely with your hands. Well, almost entirely. There are some that, you stretch. But it's all with your hands, and what you are doing it's a little bit of reflexology where you're hitting specific points, and it's also a position you can hold that connects different parts of yourself. In palmistry, you'll see that different fingers are associated with different planets, with different energy. And that's true in most ancient traditions and spiritualities. Actually, the hands have a lot of really associated magic. So with mudras, what you're doing is connecting all those points together to bring up a certain kind of energy. And she has one in here that I love, and it's a seashell mudra. Make sure I get it right here. Cool. But I did it backwards. Okay. Gosh darn. Here we go. There we go. So, seashell mudra. You grip your thumb, and then you bring your fingers up into a point. It doesn't have to be very tight. Just light. And again, I can post that in the group later. And this is a mudra that works with your heart chakra to help open, to help cleanse and clear out your heart chakra and get it working more within that idea of the spiral of life. So connecting more to the cycles of the earth. So what you can do is you can keep a soft gaze on your seashell, or you can close your eyes and imagine the ocean, a seashell, or any kind of meditation. Where is it here? I just completely lost my place. I'm the worst. Ah, there it is. Visualize ocean waves and do that oceanic breathing that she talked about a little bit at the beginning of the book. So breathing in that way that sounds a lot like the waves rolling up onto the shore. Yeah, and you can do that for as long as you like, or you can hold it for a small amount of time. You can then switch to the prayer pose if you're having trouble holding it for very long. But this is a really great meditation, or a really great position to help you connect to that deepening spiral. So it helps with meditation. It helps with opening up and clearing up your heart so that you can access that energy a little bit better. And it's a very, calming. It's a very calming mudra. So that position is much like the prayer pose, but just with this extra when you're looking at it from upside down, it looks like a heart. So it's very much like the prayer pose, but instead in the shape of a heart. It's very nice and comforting type of mudra. Yeah, yeah. It's a nice big hearty seashell. I'm into it. It's a beautiful little mudra. I like that, and I'll post a picture of that in the group. Yeah, the evil eye. Yeah, actually in the Mediterranean and the Aegean and all over there, they use a lot of like hand signals to banish the evil eye for sure. Like this one and this one. This one's a vagina.
Yep, that makes sense.
It's the, what is it? Manofiga fig. Figs are like the vagina.
Oh, fair.
That's the vagina fruit in Italy. It's the fig. I get it because they're kind of messy.
Pollinated by wasps.
Ooh. Yeah, all wasps. All wasps. All figs mean wasps. If we want to get rid of wasps, we have to get rid of figs. And you know what? I'm sorry. Not willing.
As long as you stay away from me, I'm fine.
Right? They're in my front yard. I ate all the figs. Just like walking down the street. Awful. Yeah, hand symbols. That's why mudras are very cool, because a lot of them have very like protective meaning or healing or like specifically to calm you down in moments of stress. There's even one to help you pass gas if you are bloated.
I just remember the one where you like interlay your fingers and make like a bowl for when you're like receiving knowledge or energy from the universe.
Cool.
You hold it in your lap or at your sacral chakra, so it's like filling your pelvic bowl. Making a bowl in front of your pelvis with your hands, so it's like filling your
pelvic bowl.
I'm a very weird person.
I hope that filling your pelvic bowl is like a way someone actually explained that.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that was how it was phrased.
Phenomenal. Filling your pelvic bowl.
Like,
I just...
well, like you're supposed to be sitting, and
right.
legs crossed.
Right.
It's like a hole, and then you're pouring the energy down your spine, and then it fills you up.
Fills the bowl.
Till it overfloweth.
Until it overfloweth. Oh my goodness. Pelvic bowl.
Yep.
I'm just going to be saying it in my mind. Why does this happen?
Anxiety.
Yeah. But it's like, it's not even like offensive or anything. Like usually when this happens, it's some sort of awful commercial on the TV about like vaginal mesh or gangrenous genitals. And it just like, I just keep repeating it like, what? Oh my God. What? And now I'm going to be doing this and I don't know why. It's not anywhere near as offensive as gangrenous genitals.
Oh my God. Why would they say that?
A diabetes type 2 medication caused it. Oh my, it wasn't even a life or death medication and you got gangrenous genitals? Out.
How do you deal with that?
You call that law firm.
Apparently.
I'd be calling that law firm. Shit. Detroit TV is so weird. I'm sorry. It's so bizarre.
Like that one commercial for catheters where it says catheter approximately 97 times in the 2-minute long commercial.
Every half a second, man, it was there. Sorry, guys. Man, I don't know if it's like that all over the U.S. It's not like that here in Canada. We don't have those commercials, right? But Detroit TV, man, there are so many lawsuits. And, like, these people deserve money because it's so
Genitals is a reason to sue, man.
How do you bounce back from genital gangrene? I just don't get it.
You lose your genitals, apparently.
How do you push through a medication that does that to people? Only people with type 2 diabetes, too. And it's like, that doesn't even kill people anymore. Like, I'm so sad. Sorry about that. Aquarius is the weird moon, so let's just say that's what happened.
I mean, my day's been very weird, so I'm just gonna go with that.
Weird day. Weird day. So, I did want to do a full moon reading. I posted that spread, and I tried it out earlier for myself for a little private reading, but I still want to do one for the entire group because it deals with ways that we can take action and the ways that we see the world and join our community and stuff. I think this is a really good spread to do for groups or communities, or if you guys work with other witches, if you have a coven or something, this can be a really cool spread to just kind of figure out where all of your strengths lie and how you can pool those together to create change. And if you actually want to do that and you need a little help because my wording is very like solitary specific, just hit me up. I got it. So for this one, we are going to pull 5 cards, an odd number. Specifically picked an odd number. Right? Because they're odd. And you can find the spread on the Facebook group there. I have positioned it like the water bearer symbol, but you don't have to. It's okay. I don't have enough space to do it, so don't worry. So what we have are, what freak flag should I let fly? Otherwise known as, what unique characteristics or outright weirdness about myself can I explore or highlight? So maybe you know exactly how weird you are, but you're not letting it all out. Or maybe you don't know exactly how weird you are. Here's how you find out. Then we have, how can I better express myself? Aquarius is very much about self-expression. What kind of future do I want to build? And this, I want you to think just beyond your own life. Think of in general. What kind of world do you see as being something to aspire to? How can I inspire change or even revolution? If you want to go extra hard with it, I respect that. And where can I direct my magical energy this cycle? So number 5, that last one there is, how can I use magic to bring about the things in the rest of the reading, essentially? How can I use magic to bring about change in my community or in my nation or what have you, the planet? So let's see what we got here. And I'm using the Dark Days Tarot, my favorite moon tarot deck. Okay, freak flag we should let fly. The Death card. I feel like that's the ultimate freak flag. Actually, maybe that would be the devil.
Because the devil's like BDSM tendencies and stuff. Too.
Right. So, cool. So the Death card is about, it's about endings and re-beginnings. It's about changes. It's about moving on from one thing to the next. And it's also about looking into some of those deeper and darker parts of yourself that kind of need to change. So what this means in terms of what freak flag should I let fly, that could mean a lot of things depending on who we all each individually are. But in general, we should be approaching the idea of endings and of clearing things out that are no longer serving us. Also connecting a little bit more to those darker and even more spiritual inspired sides of ourselves and of the community in general. But what we got? Number 2. How can we better express ourselves? Oh, this is fun. This is my favorite card in this deck. It's the Chariot. Very fun. Right? She's riding a bike. She's got tattoos. She's got a little herd of bats following her. What are bats called? I call them a rave of bats, but I know that's not right.
I'm not sure, but I like that.
Rave.
Canon accepted.
Doesn't that sound right? It's a rave of bats, or a bat rave.
Headcanon accepted. I'm down. That is the new term
I
for
know.
what bats are called.
I know now why I said that, because of Bat Cave.
Bat rave. Bat cave.
Bat rave in the Bat Cave.
Okay. Well, either way.
Either way. So what we have here is the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of movement, of moving forward, and also of working with both the black and white. So again, we have this idea of working with both of those different sides of life.
Halloween.
Right. Halloween is coming up. So maybe this is a really great, actually this is a very Halloween-esque card. If you take a look at it, it makes me think of Halloween a lot. This is a note to move forward. And that could be physically moving or traveling or getting out to see a little bit beyond where you live, see beyond home a little bit. But it's also about movement in a different kind of sense. So how can I better express myself is to get out there more. This could be introducing yourself to people if you want, but it could just be kind of introducing yourself to the neighborhood, to the community, maybe getting involved in some sort of community action type project, even if that's just online, if that's all you're comfortable with. And like I said, it's about movement. It's about moving forward and willpower, having the willpower to move yourself forward. So be confident in your self-expression. What kind of future do we want to build? Whoa. Sorry. It's the Eight of Swords.
Oh, swords are usually not a good suit to get.
Eight's kind of scary too. Shit, hold up a second. I want to make sure I'm not like gonna scare the crap out of us. But we've talked about the number 8 before. I go right on the Dark Days Tarot website, by the way. It's a little bit extra, just specifically about this card. The Eight of Swords upright highlights feelings of self-imprisonment, worry, and mental isolation. You might not be able to see the danger surrounding present situation, and the blindfold must be removed to transform muddled thinking into clarified awareness. This card, pulled in reverse, invites the querent to release concern of these things and to open up to others and the healing power of togetherness. How might you release some of your fear? How might you be empowered by it? And this is actually really neat. Some of the prompts are things like worry providing insight, openness to experience, openness to comfort from other people. And that's a pretty interesting vibe for a future, because this card clearly, I mean, it's got fire going on. There are definitely some tears. There are swords everywhere. This is a real knock it all up down. It also highlights some ways that we could be getting it in our own way. So when you imagine the kind of world that we should aspire to, or that you think society should aspire to, make sure you are not going out of the way to leave yourself out of it, or to make it something that is just so unattainable that it becomes too big and you lose sight of it completely. If you've ever had to clean a very big mess and just not been able to start because you can't pick a starting point because there's too much, that's kind of the energy you get in this card. So, right, clutter, anxiety, and that can be mental clutter. The swords are the suit of air, so it could be mental clutter. But in the world you want to build, you want to tear some stuff down, but you also don't want to build a world that's completely unattainable to everyone else. It's just not worth it to freak out over perfection like that. It's not possible. Okay. Study number 4. Oh, how can we inspire change or revolution? Oh, this is real fun. It's the Two of Cups and their little mermaid. So the Two of Cups is about coming together with someone else, working together. It's a really nice card.
Also because we're talking about mermaids.
Right. Yeah, the Two of Cups is a really great card about coming together, and that can be, romantic relationships, obviously, but when it comes to how can I inspire change or even revolution, what this card means is to reach out to other people. To reach out to other people, to relate to other people, make other people feel included and welcomed, and they'll do the same for you. So that's really cool because it really brings in that community vibe of the Aquarius full moon. And inspiring change and revolution really does mean reaching out to people. And I don't just mean, you have to make friends with Nazis now. Just reaching out to other people and helping out in your community or your area in whatever way that you can. Eventually you'll get through to some folk, I'm sure. And where can we direct our magical energy this cycle? That's really neat. And that is the Three of Pentacles. And that is another card about community, about pooling your energy, and about working together towards a common goal that usually has to do with material things, or with material things, with money, with career, with justice. So Pentacles are the earth sign. It's about everyone coming together to focus that very holistic and connected energy of earth. So what we have here in our reading is some major shakeups that are really going to require you to get involved and to move and to be open to new things. Some of it might be a little bit scary. And there's a definite burn it all down type vibe, but that's cool. But you have to remember that too much idealism is another extreme end of the spectrum, right? Plus, you don't know everything. No one does. I don't really know right from wrong when I think about it. Right? We're all just floating through here, man. Even the best of us don't know. Not that I'm the best, but Mahatma Gandhi was an asshole, so now that we know that.
So was Mother Teresa.
Sounds like she was an asshole too. That's upsetting. But yeah, even assholes can do good for the planet. So even if you're an asshole, you can totally get out there, get together with your fellow assholes, and make something good happen.
There was that commercial about the guy that was a complete asshole till he saved 8 people's lives by dying in a car accident and having checked the wrong box on the blood or the donation
the organ
thing,
donation.
And then he ended up becoming an organ donor.
I love organ donation.
Yeah.
I actually genuinely love organ donation. I think it's awesome. It's the closest
word.
Right. Queen's Bicycle is playing in my head. Yes, Kat. Okay. Isn't this the coolest? It definitely reminds me of Bicycle by Queen because she's riding a bicycle and has a tattoo of a bicycle. Bicycle. Right. You have to sing it twice and there's 2 bikes. So you can absolutely, going forward this cycle, you can play Bicycle by Queen in all of your magical workings. I think that's what we should all take from this reading.
Yes, of course.
And I will put the results up. If you want to pull out these cards from one of your own decks, read one of your own books, and kind of interpret it a little bit differently, I would love that. If you feel like any of this resonates with you and you kind of want to share that in your group, please feel free. Before I let you guys get going, start your full moon, I got this really cool new oracle deck. And I want to pull a card from this oracle deck, and you'll see what I mean. This oracle deck is very, very cool. It's called Living with a Feather Heart, the 42 Ideals of Ma'at in Daily Life. And I don't know if I'm saying it right, the Egyptian goddess. Ma'at. Ma'at, it was not just the goddess, their entire principles of how to live a good and just life are called Ma'at, and it's based on her because that's what she was. She was the personification of honesty and justice and goodness. So when you died in ancient Egypt, after you died, you were met by Anubis, and he would weigh your heart and rip it out your chest and put it on the scale and weigh it against a large feather. And he would ask you questions about your time on Earth and how you spent it and what you meant to the people on the planet. And a lot of those ideals that are based on the ideals of Ma'at. So what this oracle is 42 cards that in each one corresponds to one of these ideals. So cool. And they're written in a form like an affirmation. Or some dog drama going on inside. So I am going to pull us out one of these really cool affirmation type cards based on ideals to help you help yourself and the planet. Because it wasn't just about being good all on your own, all by yourself. It was also about how other people in the world felt about you and the effect you had on their lives. So I thought this was very good for this particular full moon. No one's hurting a dog, right?
No, I think they're just fighting as they walk around the corner.
Just barking? Yeah.
Don't you come near my yard. I'm not coming near your yard. I'm not
Is it 3 dogs? A big one and 2 little ones? Can you see them?
I didn't see them. I think they were around the corner already.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. There's really cool dogs in my neighborhood, but they bark a lot. It's fun. So, oh, this is really neat. This is the same one I pulled for myself. So what it is I advance through my own abilities. Such a cool card, isn't it? Isn't that neat?
I saw that earlier today.
Yeah. Very cool card. It's the same one I pulled out for myself. And of course I got to check the book because it's brand new. But what's really neat about this card that I noticed earlier is that in here she compares it with the Devil card from the tarot because it offers some of the same kind of dualistic meaning and about I advance through my own abilities, right? Making your own choices. And that is our card of the month. That was the Llamas card, is the Devil card. So it's really cool that we're like,
all of them are coming back in.
That's just how it works, man. That's how
Your guys are just like,
how I roll.
Man, get the picture already.
Right. Right. So here it says in Duat, which is the afterlife here. As the soul prepares for the weighing of the heart on the scales of Ma'at, the first of the negative confessions within the papyrus of Ani is, I have not committed sin. Sin, contextually speaking, relates to the action of an immoral transgression against divine law, not a law that has been created, but a law that has been embodied by the Creator. Ma'at serves the capstone of the moral pyramid of the soul, her all-seeing eye with crystalline vision into the spirit of the temple of the human soul. That's a big old sentence. Wow. That was my dad's dog barking. His name's Harvey. Harvey Wallbanger.
Ah, that's awesome.
When I'm mad at him, I yell at him and I call him Harvard. Harvard! Just sounds better. Sin as an action is to be without, to be out of alignment with creation, to lack honor and honesty and deviate from divine will. But what is the will of the divine? Hermeticism speaks of the notion of all truths being half false and every falsehood being half true. This can be seen and understood when looking at the Devil card and the Lovers in the regular system of tarot. Isn't he the worst? He's so funny. So the Devil card, one may view the Devil card as the representation of pure evil, darkness, and all things relating to fear, but upon closer examination, we find that while related to the denser qualities of life experience, the true meaning of the card is what we allow to bind us to lesser worlds. The Devil, with the inverted pentagram, represents forcing will into existence by inverting natural law. The chains worn around the neck of the man and woman standing underneath the Devil's throne are loose enough for either to take off at any time, yet out of fear they remain shackled. Their desires have inverted their natural instincts and the inherent wisdom of love as the fuel of the divine and the vehicle with which you may journey into any desire as long as it is rooted in true wisdom of the heart. So this is a very heart-centered video at this point. It really all did click. So just like your heart mudra, this one very much connects with your heart, and she is actually wearing a green heart necklace. And that could be any stone really, but the one I think the most is in Egypt as a heart would be malachite. That's got to be a malachite heart. That's what they would put on the tombs of pharaohs. They would put a malachite heart on there. Super cool. And that is a very cool heart chakra stone. So in applying these metaphors to advancing through your own abilities, one must remember the root of each desire we wish to advance toward, and ask if it is aligned with love or with fear. When a desire is fear-based, it may cause sinful actions such as lies, deceit, cheating, and the use of darker forces, which ultimately stain the spirit, weigh down the heart, and lose the light of divine harmony in the void of ego's need for validation. This is a very poetic little book, right? Sorry. However, if a desire is based in love, then we are in tune with the nature song, the will of Ma'at, the lightness of being, and the visionary state of virtue. And that sounds very high and mighty, but remember, Ma'at lived a very long time ago. So, so basically what this card is telling you is to, first of all, make sure that your actions and your beliefs are in alignment. Make sure that you are in alignment with who you actually are. That very authentic self-expression. And then you also have to trust in your own energy and your own power. You have to believe that you can actually do things, that you can get things done, that you can make a positive effect on the world. That when you cross over and you're sitting there with Anubis, you will know and believe that you did the best that you could. You used your abilities to make the world the way it needed to be for you. That was a long sentence too. So that is a really cool little message for the time coming up. I advance through my own abilities, so it's a very empowering. I'll put that in the group. So I'm going to say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, or if you're watching later, another time. If you, like I said, if you want to share any tarot readings or anything in the group tonight, that is totally cool. I can check out the group later and we can continue to chat. This is a really good moon to put your crystals outside. I'm going to be doing that as soon as it goes down, so remember that. And enjoy it. This is a neat moon. It's a really neat time. Aquarius is really, really cool. So have some fun with it. Thank you guys for showing up. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
I wonder if I can do